I would like to call upon Ruchi Lamba so she can speak a few words about the kids that perform this number. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Actually, the thing that I wanted to say was not so much about these kids, but there's a cause in general that is very passionate for me, which is very close to the cause of rhythm and melodies. I have a son who has autism, and there's a number of us who have special needs children. And Rhythm and Melodies has been one organization that we have always worked very closely with in terms of trying to make sure that children with special needs, particularly in the Indian community, are not stigmatized. So I'm a dance teacher myself. I teach Kathak, a little bit of Bollywood, but mainly Kathak. And many of my students are, not special needs at all, but we often try to include special needs kids, including my own son, whenever possible. So I was asked to just give a little bit of information about it, because many people have heard words, but we don't really understand a lot of these mental illnesses, right? So you might have heard the term. So autism is really a disease where the brain does not function the way our normal brain works. What that means is that they're still able to hear things, think things, but the way they process things is a little bit different. Right now, you're sitting in the audience. You can all hear my voice. You can see the lights. You can feel the temperature of the air conditioner on your skin, and your brain is able to simultaneously process all of this stuff together. For a child with autism, it's very difficult. So then what happens is they start showing different behaviors. So for a child like that to come up on stage and do a performance, whether it's dance or music or anything like that, is extremely challenging, because for some of them, even something like my own son, taking a shower and all the sensations that come with it can be very, very challenging. So I just want to draw attention to that fact that, if you see anyone who has, mental illnesses or any kind of behavior issues, people often come and ask me, Ruchi, that's great, I'm glad that we're aware of this, but what can I do? What can I do just living here in Orange County if I come across with a child that has autism? So I have two little tips I wanted to share. One, say hello. We can always say hello to a special needs child. They are able to hear it. So like with my son, he can behave very erratically, but he always remembers who said hi to him. So if you say hi, Naman, he'll always remember who it is. And so, include them. Number two, you can always be a little kinder, and we can teach our own children to be a little bit kinder. Children are children. We have bullying. We have anyone that's a little bit different. People make fun of them. But as adults, we can show some leadership to try and protect the children that maybe don't have all the same abilities as the other children do. Number three is not so much an advice that I have for children with special needs, but maybe just all of us. It's something I started valuing when my daughter was born. When my daughter was born, my daughter does not have autism, so I started celebrating little things that she can do. And with my son, I don't know if he will ever be able to go to college, so my dreams for him are very simple. I hope he can learn to read one day. I hope he can learn to write one day. He's 11 years old and he can write his own name. It was a long process, but I'm so proud of him. He can write his own name. Maybe one day he can write a little bit more. Maybe one day he can say to me, what he's feeling. So I remember when my own daughter was born, I celebrated little things like, oh my God, she can see, she has eyes. She can actually see, she can hear, she's able to talk. And I think we all get so caught up in all the things that we want our children to achieve. Sometimes we forget to celebrate the little things that our children are doing. And I'm sure all of us, any child, it doesn't have to be a special needs child, all children need to be celebrated. They all need to be valued. So maybe we could all be nicer to our own children, irrespective of whether or not they're going to become a famous neurosurgeon one day or not. So I hope you can keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, please feel free to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchi. Thanks for making us aware of what really autism is